on the drawer. Cast the first stone if you don't have a flaw. Who fills the jails? Who lives above the law? White collar, black market. Who's rich? Who's poor? Never knew my father cause he worked all day. Left the house sundown, that's a coal miner's way. The pay was real good, he made 70K, but it wasn't worth all the things he had to give away. His father did the same thing, same type. Took everything he had until it took his life. When I lost my grandfather, I was 7 years old. Decided then and there I would never mind coal. That plus the dust on everything in our home. A quarter-inch thick on every single thing we own, but that was nothing compared to what we couldn't see. Toxic particles in the air we had to breathe. He tried so hard to be relocated. His boss wouldn't do it and my mom was devastated. He started a petition and everyone enlisted till he lost his job and he got blacklisted. Who's an outlaw? Click on the drawer. Cast the first stone if you don't have a flaw. Who fills the jails? Who lives above the law? White collar, black market. Who's rich? Who's poor? During this time I got to know my dad. He would tell me stories about the job he had. It's a culture around here and it makes people proud. Basically it's pretty much the only job around. He told me how they took apart the ventilation system. Sent 2 men instead of 1 to speed up the production. They knew it wasn't safe, but they followed the instructions. 100 feet of coal a day, that was their only function. No matter if it took 12 hours or 16, they took shortcuts to keep the operation lean. Skipping safety measures made it risky for the team, but they all knew the deal, so nobody intervened. When inspectors came, watchdogs would let them know. Air out their dust pumps so the levels read low. The more violations, the more production grows. Someone dies from black lung every time the wind blows. Who's the outlaw? Click on the drawer. Cast the first stone if you don't have a flaw. Who fills the jails? Who lives above the law? White collar, black market. Who's rich? Who's poor? Then it came time for me to go out on my own. A tear in my mama's eye. Child, you've grown. Can't recall a time when I felt so alone as when I headed straight into the danger zone. Always good at science, always loved chemistry, but here in West Virginia, there's not a lot of options. See, my buddy had a meth lab, he ran underground, out of a mobile home on the outskirts of town. Business was picking up and he could use my help. Learn the red, white, and blue process for myself. Iodine, ephedrine, red phosphorus, highly combustible and high risk. Bam, lost my hand, blew up the lab, and from a jail cell I would hear the same blast. But this came from the Big Branch coal mine. I just found out that it killed 25. Who's an outlaw? Click on the drawer. Cast the first stone if you don't have a flaw. Who fills the jails? Who lives above the law? White collar, black market. Who's rich? Who's poor? So who's an outlaw? Click on the drawer. Cast the first stone if you don't have a flaw. Who fills the jails? Who lives above the law? White collar, black market. Who's rich? Who's poor?